Sea Eagles taking on the Cronulla Sharks head to head, 23-12. Manly definitely have had the rub of the green, but like we say, this is a very different Shark side this year and last year. Completion rate similar, points scored. Cronulla almost have 100 extra points scored, and obviously points conceded are quite similar. Baxter, talk to me about this Manly side and talk to me. You've already mentioned Tom Trbojevic, but where else are they struggling at the moment in this squad?
Yeah, you got Tommy T in the fullback role, Jason Saab, Ruben Garrick in the wings, Brad Parker, and Toa Katula, Cooper in the centre positions. Cooper Johns, Delatree Evans, halves, TP and Sean Keppie in the forward role, Lachlan Croker in the hooker position. How many you? Oh, mate, I'm not even pronouncing your first name. Sorry, but you and Talangai in the second row position. Josh Alloway in the lock. Carl Lawton, Ben T. Yeah, Ethan Bullimore, Aaron Woods ran at the interchange bench. Kyo Weeks in the 18 HII jersey. RTV. Morgan Harper, SF, and Josh Schuster, funny enough, rounds out the extended bench. If it wasn't Origin time and it's Tommy T, I don't think Tommy would be playing. Old Tommy would have ran down Seven Cobber and caught him and pulled him into the over the sidelines there. But with his hamstrings, the way this running technique, I don't think it's the best to get out of Tommy. I don't think it's like in the long term, I think it will be, but right now, like Tommy needs to be playing Tommy ball, and this running technique or whatever it is just not working. He's not his usual self. Really, you could see the downfall of his career at this current stage. I'll be bringing in Keanu Weeks into the fullback role. Morgan Harbour, if he's fit and ready, put him into the centres. You got to name 22 players. So Josh Schuster, apparently he's lost a lot of weight in the last 2 weeks that he hasn't been playing football, and his football ability is up there. He's a good NRL player, but as we said on the last one. They're talking about his weight. I'm not fat shaming here, and I think he's in terrific form, but I think he's better in the pack than he is in the halves. What's your thoughts on this Manly team?
There's not too much to say about them. I thought they were very, very poor at Magic Round, and to put it in perspective, because obviously I don't know how much came through the TV, when Manly completed a set, everybody fucking cheered because that's how many times they dropped the ball. In this game, it just felt like every single time you looked up, Manly had knocked it on, or Manly had made an error, or Manly had given away a penalty. And honestly, like that first half, it could have been anything. The Broncos could have been up by 50. And for Manly to come out in the second half, I don't know if it's the Broncos took the foot off the pedal, if Manly stood up, if it came into a bit of a grudge match. But I don't think they considered a try until I think it was like 15 minutes to go. So do that in the fucking first half, you're in the game. You're not down by 20 points. So I just thought it was very disappointing. This Manly side didn't really offer too much. Tom Trbojevic, like you said, I don't really know if he should be playing right now, but you know what? He is. He's nowhere near his best. I don't think he's going to get back to his best. However, if he's fit, I do see him in the Origin 30 or whatever they name, and then we'll see if he does make that squad. But if you had to tell me right now, I have to pick between this Tom Trbojevic and Campbell Graham. Campbell Graham 101 times out of 100. That's how confident I am that he should have that spot over Tommy. So not too much to say. Manly really poor. Big bounce back game for them. Cooper John was terrible. I thought Cherry Evans was very average. Not much else stood out to me. So I'm not going to talk too much about Manly, but you know what? If you're a Manly fan, you've still got that pre-season champion. So I'd hold on to that for a little bit more because you haven't had much happy times in the last couple of weeks. But the final team list of the round, you got William Kennedy, Sione Katoa, Jesse Ramian, CSC for Talakai, Ronaldo Mulatalo, Matt Moylan, Nico Hines, Oregon Confusi, Blake Brayley, Royce Hunt, Britton Nakora, Teague Wilton, Dale Finucane, Cameron McGuinness, Jack Williams, Wade Graham, Thomas Hazelton, Braden Trindle to round out D18 with Connor Tracy, Jesse, whatever your last name is, Mr. Harotti, and Jaden Burrell in the 22. So I'm going to go out with a limb right here. I thought, how did I explain it on the day? It was a Dolphins ambush. And we said all week the occasion of it being the 900th game for Wayne Bennett, the occasion that it was at home. Yes, okay, they were the away team, but let's be honest, Suncorp is a home ground to the Dolphins. It was going to be too much. I did expect the Sharks to put up a bit more, but 30 minutes in, 30-0 to the Dolphins, the game was done. The game was buried. The game was dead. So very disappointing for the Sharks. I do expect them to bounce back in this game. Nico Hines, obviously the news of his mum, she got off jail time. She has to now live with Nico. I think we see Nico Hines go to another level. I think he doesn't have to worry about, is my mum going to be home? When am I going to talk to her next? When am I going to see her next? I'm not going to go into much detail of what it was. If you want to look it up, you can look that up on yourself, guys. But I think we see Nico Hines go to another level, and it's quite scary if you think he's already playing at an Origin level, and now this is another thing off his plate, so he can go to another level. So I'm going to lock in the Sharks 13+. I think Nico Hines plays himself into that Origin jersey. I think he wins it with this game right here. But Baxter, give me your prediction and talk to me about this Sharks side.
Yeah, I'm wearing Sharks 1-12, so someone's getting 3 points out of us too. But yeah, I thought that the Sharks would overcome the 900th game for Wayne Bennett, and congratulations on that. What an achievement that is. People are talking about he should be a part of the Immortals Club. It is what it is. It's players. Yeah, he's in the Hall, maybe Hall of Fame with Jack Gibson. I thought the form and the way the Sharks had been playing leading up to Magic Round could be enough to sort of be on par as a we're going to play for the, up to this standard. As the Dolphins would say, this is Wayne's 900 game. This is a little bit of ammunition to play for that last weekend. But as you said, half an hour in, 30-0 down, close up shop, go home. It wasn't a Sharks day, but as I said, Sharks 1-12. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, well, obviously we're in agreement there. We both think the Sharks do get this result, but you know what? It was very fun that every couple of minutes I got to go and piss off the Sharks fans that we were sitting with. So massive result for the Dolphins. Obviously, you're not playing this week, but Dolphins fan, it was an absolute brilliant game. Your team is showing a lot of fight, and it is great to see because we all thought this team would crumble coming into the league. They've been able to stand up. They've been able to show, even without the depth, they can get a result done. So massive props to them. Shark fans, don't stress. You're going to bounce back. You get a massive result this weekend. But Baxter, hour 40, great content. Even though we argue, guys, you're going to see week in, week out, we argue on the pod. We're the best mates when we're off the pod. We both love NRL. We both love getting into this heated argument. That's why we do the podcast. So there's no bad blood when we got off the podcast. It's an absolute
never.
I love the debate. It's absolutely brilliant. But Baxter, enjoy the weekend. I'll probably see you over the weekend, but enjoy the weekend of football, and we'll be back next week with the review show.
Yep. Peace.